Hello, I'm here to talk to you about a BTEC Level 2 Performing Arts Tech Award in Acting. So what is performing arts? Well, performing arts is all about being practical, about getting up and being creative. We offer the acting route of performing arts as well as the dance route. I'm going to talk to you specifically about the acting side of it. Hopefully, you would already have an interest in being on stage and being quite comfortable in doing so. I mean, obviously, we've been working through for that for the last 3 years in Key Stage 3, even with lockdowns. It's a really practical course. It is mainly practical. There is, however, written work for every unit, and we have 3 units that we need to complete. Speaking of which, these are the 3 units that you will need to complete. Unit 1 is an area of research. Unit 2 is all about rehearsing and performing, and Unit 3 is about developing and creating. Unit 1 then requires you to research 3 different types of plays and then present your findings in a logbook and a report. So I tell you the play to go and search, I tell you what to find, you find it, put it into a logbook, move on to the next one and on to the next one, and then you compare the 3 at the end and look at what an actor does in one play compared to what an actor does in another. This is a predominantly written task, but we do spend time in lessons going over the scripts and performing these and getting a feel for how these plays work. However, you are not marked on any of the practical work that we do on this unit. It's only the written side that you get marked on. If we can, we will go out and see as many of these plays as possible and possibly take part in workshops and things like that. Unit 2 requires you to perform a script. So at the start of the unit, you're put into a group. You are given a script to rehearse with that group, ideally learning lines, staging it out, becoming those characters. And at a certain point, I will then ask you to carry it on and develop the rest of the play without a script. So you would have to continue the theme, the style, all of that in your performance. There is a rehearsal log for this unit. So you write a diary of what you've done that lesson and what you're aiming to do the following lesson. It's a really fun unit, this one is. Unit 3 is our exam unit, and it's the only one that is set by the exam board. The exam board then will send out a stimulus or a brief that tells you that they want a specific performance for something, and you have to make that performance. You're in a different group, you get to throw ideas in, you get to be really creative. There are 3 written parts to this one, where it is about what ideas have you got, where have they come from, and an evaluation at the end. The idea is that you put all the things that you've learned in the last few years together and create one absolutely amazing performance. So is performing arts for you? Yes, that's the long and short of it. Yes, it is. It is a very practical course. You need to be ready to work with people from the whole group, not just your friends. And quite often we can form some really nice groups of people that you didn't know in lower school. You want to be already quite comfortable at getting up and being able to talk in front of people. If you're nervous at doing this, that doesn't mean that you can't do it, right? Because we can still build on that and we can improve and build your confidence as it goes. There is a lot of filming for this. The way that we record evidence is by filming a lot of rehearsals. And then I can prove to examiners and say, look where this student started and look how fantastic they are now. Like I normally say with lessons, if you throw yourself into it, then you're going to do really, really well. It's a great opportunity to be creative, to express yourself, and to let yourself go that little bit more. Where could it take you? Honestly, it can take you everywhere. This is just like a small selection of things, of jobs that you could go on to. Performing arts is vital. Every single job requires you to talk to somebody. Every single job requires you to interact with a group of people. Get that skill nailed now, and it will, do you absolute wonders in the future. Your expectations, you need to be happy to perform. You need to be okay with being filmed. You've got to be all right to get on with lots of different people. You want to be organized so that you know what you're doing, that you're going to spend time outside of lessons learning, and you're going to give everything to a performing arts department. and any projects that we have.